Technology journalist and author Chris Stokel-Walker joins me live from Newcastle in the UK. So Chris, Apple breaking out the big gun today. What's the significance of Tim Cook testifying, and what can we expect to come out of his courtroom appearance?
Well, I think Tim Cook being dragged in front of a court is a significant step, and I think it shows how much this fight means, both to Apple and to Epic, who are the developers of Fortnite, the hugely popular game, as you said. Cook is already on the stand. He's sort of been defending Apple and its business model, as you would expect. One of the main things that he says is that Apple is taking a significant cut, around 15 to 30% of any of the apps on its app store, because it needs to protect the ecosystem from viruses. So Tim Cook has said that Apple has 1 to 2% of all apps are malware, compared to Android, which is run by Google, which has something like 30 to 40%. Whether or not you believe that, I think, depends on whether or not you think Apple is a monopoly in making money hand over fist. The judge, in her opening statement today, sort of indicated that she would have to be sort of proven wrong, I think, around the monopoly aspect.
So give us some more background here. What brought this all about? What's the main issue that got Fortnite so angry at Apple?
So Apple traditionally takes a large cut from any developer who decides to host an app on its app store, and Epic, who are the developers of Fortnite, were one of those people. So anytime that someone buys something within Fortnite, and those of you who have kids and grandkids will know that is an awful lot. People like buying skins and weapons and things like that. Apple takes between a 15 and 30% cut. Now, we learned in court this week that Apple has made around about $100 million of commission on Fortnite's game, and that's from $700 million of income for Epic, the developers themselves. So you start to see how this is really important. Epic think that they are due a little bit more of that 100 million than Apple took, and some people would argue that they are.
So closing arguments will take place after Tim Cook's testimony. Is there any indication of what we can expect to come out of this lawsuit either way?
Well, I think that the one thing that this has done is it's rebalanced the power between Apple and the developers. For years, it's been the case that Apple's way or the highway is what you do, because Apple is such a powerful player in the mobile ecosystem. But we're starting to see those big names, the people who develop these big apps and games, fighting back. And so I think Apple are going to have to be on the defensive a little bit. They've already said that they intend on having a little bit of support for independent developers. Tim Cook today said he'd been thinking about that because of COVID-19. There are those who are maybe a little bit more Apple skeptic who would say this happened to come up right as Epic started their battle against Apple.
So for people who are watching, they're probably thinking Apple and Epic Games are multi-billion-dollar companies. Why should people like us, even people who don't play Fortnite, care about the outcome of this lawsuit?
Ultimately, it may result in cheaper apps and games for you. If you think about it, whenever you download an app, if you pay for it, if it's not a free version, then you have to actually give over some money. Some of that goes to Apple. Now, if Apple's cut is reduced, then theoretically there may be an opportunity to reduce prices overall for apps on the App Store. Of course, this is the world which we live in, and it is big business. So whether or not the reduction in costs get passed through to consumers, or whether or not the developers actually just take a larger cut, I think we probably have to wait and see.
All right. Well, we'll be watching. Chris Stokel-Walker, thank you so much.